Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today, In Our Schools takes us to Central School for a special program called Trout in the Classroom. We also have information on some upcoming Business Resource Center events taking place here at the library. Barbara Reese stops by Max Fitness to show how some residents are shedding the pounds. And we have the first installment of a brand new segment, Passion with Purpose. So stay with us.
Hi, In Our Schools has brought us here to Central School. We're adjacent to the beautiful lobby here. It's nice and bright. And you have this great fish tank here. This is Nicole Tibbetts, the principal here at Central. Nicole, tell us how this fish tank got here.
Well, I was very fortunate in having one of my first grade teachers, Miss Christine Smith, come to me last year and pitch this idea. And there's nothing better than having a teacher who comes with an innovative idea to enhance our school's curriculum. And she let me know about the program called Trout in the Classroom and the opportunity that we had to have this fish tank in our school for the year, and I couldn't resist.
Right. It looks like it's been a great addition. And what have you noticed with the kids? Do they stop and look?
Stop and look. It's hard to get them down to their classrooms. Coming in the morning, this is the place to be. And it certainly is a great conversation starter when students are here with their parents as well. They have a lot to share with their parents about what they're learning about the fish.
Okay, great. So Chris, you saw this idea and thought that it would be a great thing for Central School. Tell us from the beginning to now.
Well, I applied for the grant through the Trout in the Classroom, and I guess I feel like in our community, the community's changed a lot, and I don't think the children have enough opportunity to observe nature right in their backyard like I did growing up in East Brunswick. So thinking of Howard Gardner's styles of learning and naturalistic being one of them, and probably one of my favorite ways of learning and experiencing is experiencing nature. So I wanted to bring it to the school and have that opportunity for the children here.
It's great that you really brought this here for the whole school.
If this were in my room, which is the normal protocol when you do have this, is to have it in your classroom and you monitor it very closely. I just felt like that would be kind of hiding it from everybody else here. I only have 21 students in my class, so they would be the ones to benefit. I just felt like it would be better to have it out here for all of the school to enjoy. I find an aquarium is a serene thing also. Sometimes children with special needs, they seem to gravitate to it. Aides will come down here as a reward for children's proper behavior to allow them time to observe the aquarium. So I think it's been real beneficial for the school.
These are not obviously going to stay here forever. So tell us about what's happening soon.
Yes, so our plan is in May 18th, we're going to have a community release where we're inviting all of the students and their parents to join us at a park, hopefully Allaire State Park, that's what our plan is at this point, to watch us release the trout back into nature. And it should be a fun day for all of the families.
Mm-hmm. What a great way to involve the whole community. I love it.
Started swimming up, I had to get them out of this little mesh bag and let them loose in the big aquarium. They were only about that big then. Remember how cute they were? Itty bitty little teeny Alvin.
So this is Trudy Atkins, our science supervisor. And Trudy, they're not these trout that we're looking at here, Trout in the Classroom. That program, is it only here at Central School, or?
No, it's actually not. 5 years ago when I started here, Adriana Sarapacillo over at Warrensdorfer School quickly initiated me to Trout in the Classroom. She's had Trout in the Classroom for many, many years, and it's just a great program. The kids are super excited about watching them grow from the eggs through their immature stages till the release. Adriana's told me that students sometimes who are completely having trouble in reading and writing, the trout and the nonfiction really excites them and gets them excited about reading and writing. So to watch something from nature and then read about it, write about it, it's a great deal for us.
So right from the book to the real thing. And is there anywhere else where kids can see that? Especially in the elementary school, let's talk about.
Right. Throughout the K-5 program, we have a life science component to every single science science year, kindergarten through 5th grade. So the students in kindergarten adopt trees, so they begin with some plants. In 1st grade, go to some more plants with also some critters, as they like to say. And then through 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, each component of the science study for the year has a living organism system. So be it outside or inside the classroom, keeping something inside the classroom for observing purposes is really embedded in our program.
As far as the actual real animals in life, not just plants, what are the other?
Well, actually, Mrs. Smith here at Central School has the guppies that came with the organisms unit in the beginning of the year. She studies organisms in the beginning of the year, and she maintains the guppy colony throughout the entire year for the students to kind of compare and contrast the trout with the guppies. We also have anything from snails to crayfish to fiddler crabs. The millipedes are always a big hit. The kids and sometimes the teachers love to play with those. So lots of small animals that can be observed easily, and we always have to watch allergies and so on and so forth. So we shy away from many mammals. Yes, based on allergens. So totally within the curriculum, and kids love it.
Great. So this has been a lot of fun to see the trout here at Central School, and I know that we're going to learn a little bit about what the kids have learned
Absolutely.
from it. So
and
in
I
Chris's classroom.
think what's great is you'll see their excitement and their ability to really connect with a part of their school community. So I'm really glad that Principal Tibbetts has this going on here. She's a great champion of the sciences, and I'm very pleased by that, of course.
Manager of Information Services at the East Brunswick Public Library. I'm joined here today by Carmen Morris. Carmen is the chapter chair of the Princeton SCORE. Welcome, Carmen.
Thank you.
We're here today to talk about an exciting new service that we're offering all of our local entrepreneurs, startup businesses, and even home-based businesses, and we call it our Start Smart program. Carmen, you are from SCORE. Can you tell me a little bit, first of all, about what SCORE is and how they serve our small businesses?
That's a great question, Karen. SCORE, we're a nonprofit organization. We are a resource center for the Small Business Administration, and we've been around 64 years. 13,000 volunteers all over the U.S., and we're retired and non-retired executive who volunteer our time in the growth of small business in the U.S.
Very interesting. And the Start Smart program, Carmen,
well,
what is that?
That's our signature program. This is a 5-week program that we've put together for small businesses and existing businesses also. Because sometimes there are businesses who are drowning, and this is a way in which they can come back and emerge and go back to the basics. This 5-week program consists of marketing, strategy, pricing, business planning, financials, which is huge in the small business community. This is one of the things that we never go back to learn, and also source of funding. We take everyone through the 5 weeks. The first class is free. However, there is a fee that we charge for the material that we use in the class, of course, because we are volunteers also as well. And it's $128 if you so decide to take the class. If you feel that is for you after the first class, which 98% of the time, everyone who assists the first class always sees the value of this program.
I see. So Carmen, if I were a new business person, how would the Start Smart program help me? What kind of tools, resources, skills would I find there?
You will find first of all, you'll find experienced people with 20, 30 years in a particular industry in which you are already interested in. If you're starting a business, you will need someone to take you by the hand. This is what we do with people. We mentor you. We walk you through all the steps, and we let you know, and at least you will find out whether business is for you or not.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. I'm looking forward to this program, Carmen. Can you tell us a little bit about when this will be held and how people would find out about signing up?
We're starting here at the East Brunswick Public Library on April 11th.
Okay.
And it's every other week. every other week, the week that we don't meet, you have homework assignment in which you'll be working one-on-one with a counselor who's going to be assigned to you in the particular industry that you are in. And then the following week, you meet and we'll come back for the next section.
I see.
We're going to do that for 5 sections.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carmen, the Start Smart program sounds very interesting. I understand you're also doing another program with the East Brunswick Public Library called your Free Drop-In Counseling for Small Businesses. Can you tell me a little bit about that, Carmen, and when that will be running?
This is starting on April 2nd. From 3 o'clock into 7 p.m., we will have 2 counselors sitting at the library in which you can walk in and ask any questions concerning business. The reason we do this, Karen, is that there are many people who are unemployed at home, and they're sitting on all the skills that they're using in a particular industry, and they can probably do something from home, and we can encourage them, we can teach them how to do it also as well. So we're looking forward to this program.
Very interesting, Carmen. I'm looking forward to this program, Carmen, and to this ability to partner with SCORE and have you help all of our small businesses.
Very excited about it. Very excited about it.
So please be sure to visit the BRC website at www.brc1.org to learn more about the Start Smart program. There's a description of all of these segments of the workshop, as well as some of our other exciting BRC programs coming down the pike. Thank you so much.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. Come join us for a special visit to the Max Fitness program here in East Brunswick.
All right, guys, now let's go ahead and start picking our knees up a little bit higher, start to warm it up.
So I'm here today with two special guests here, actually my brother and my sister-in-law, Bernie and Rita, and they're going to tell us a little bit about the Max Fitness program, as Bernard was the person who let me in on this good secret for health. Bernie, tell me a little bit how you got involved with the Max program.
Oh, I initially got involved. Rita did a trial run of the class for 5 weeks, and I was seeing great results that she had. And I had never exercised at all in my life or kept any good fitness, and I thought now was a good time. I had taken my cholesterol, it was high, my triglycerides were high, and I wanted to try something to sort of drastically change the way I was eating and treating my body.
So Rosanna, I understand that you're a coach and that you've had an amazing results with this program.
Oh, absolutely. I joined the Max in January of 2012, and so far I'm down 68 pounds, and I just absolutely love the program, and everyone is just so inspirational and so motivating, and everyone's here for each other to support one another. I know an excuse for a lot of people is that they don't have time to work out. They're too busy between being a stay-at-home mom, taking care of the kids, or having to work late. I took the 8:30 class because I work every day, and I'm also a full-time student. So if I can manage to lose 68 pounds on this program and follow the nutrition, and just it's motivating. And there's a quote that they say that there's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in doing something, you do it only when it's convenient. But when you're committed to something, you accept no excuses, only results. And that's what I've done, and I plan to be on the program forever. I love it. I've changed my major because of this to nutrition and feeding therapy, and it's just so inspiring, and I'm so glad I joined. Frank is amazing. You know, everyone who works in the program, they've had to participate in the program so they can relate to you. And so everyone understands what you're going through. We're all here for each other. There's no competition. It's just a great program, and I would recommend it for anybody. Time is not an excuse. If I can do it, you can do it.
I understand you had a lot of success with this program. You lost a lot of weight and improved your health.
Oh, yeah, I lost 55 pounds. Over the course of the time, I found that the meal plan was just very, very easy to follow. And the exercise, like I said, it fit into my schedule, and it really was able to be done by any person's level of fitness. So it didn't seem like it was going to be difficult for me, and I just took it all the way. I'm not going to say that I lost 55 pounds in one session, right? But I decided to make sure that I pursued it until I got the results that I wanted.
So tell us, Tracy, how did you get started with Max Fitness?
The owner of this facility, of the building, is a martial artist, and she kind of saw that I had been injured a couple years ago. I had gained a lot of the weight back that I had lost, and I had a lot of illnesses and injuries over the last 2 years. And I wasn't ready to do it myself, and she just said, go into the Max program, you need this, do it. And I kind of begrudgingly did. And this is who I am today. I'm 65 pounds lighter and 46 inches.
That's so impressive. That's really an impressive amount. And tell us, how do you keep motivated with the program?
Really, it's the people. You can go to any class time, but you pick a primary time that you go most days, and then within a week you form a very strong bond with the people in the class. We all are going through the same thing, the same struggles, yet we all have different reasons for being here. Some are to lose weight, some are to just get fit and toned, and there are people of every fitness level, and it's really the family bond that you form in the class and on the Facebook site that we have.
So now how did this progress so that you became an owner of your own Max Fitness?
Sure. So after the first session, Brian just saw something in me, which, trust me, was definitely a good feeling for me. Asked me if I would decide to teach the program. Having no fitness experience whatsoever, just being a little bit outgoing, I decided, why not? If you're willing to train me, I'm certainly willing to do it. We added another class to the schedule, which he gave to me. I started teaching the second time we offered the program ever, which was November of 2011, and I just came to it naturally, I suppose. I mean, I enjoyed working with people, and I was delivering results to people that they were very happy with. People are genuinely appreciative of what I do for them, so it just doesn't feel like work.
Now, it also looks a lot of fun because each day there are different exercises.
Yep, it's good for me to be able to provide some variety. So in exercise, there's only so many exercises. You look at a list, there's a beginning and an end. But what we do is first of all, every day of the week represents a different type of workout. So we've got cardio workouts, specific strength workouts, cardio kickboxing, all different kind of things. And then we'll format the class different every single time. You could literally, over the course of 10 weeks, you could never take the same class twice.
And you can tailor for folks. Let's say someone comes in, they're out of shape and they're worried or they're going to be able to keep up. You can tailor it for them?
It's one of my favorite questions because people say that all the time is, can I really do this? And the funny thing is, I can answer that question to anyone. I literally have a person in my program who's 71 years old. I have people in their teens. I mean, I can accommodate any fitness level. What we do is I'll just say, if you can't do this particular exercise, you wave at me. I'm going to come over. I'm going to provide you a modification. When we first start a session early in the 10 weeks, what we do is we introduce every exercise multiple different ways. So I'll show you, here's what a level 1 looks like, here's level 2, somebody who's in a little bit more athletic shape, here's what you can do to make sure you're still getting a great workout. We really can accommodate anyone.
And some people say their cholesterol levels go down, their heart rate is improved. Have you noticed this with yourself or with your family members?
With my husband, I'm doing this program with my husband, and he really feels that he's on medicine for cholesterol and high blood pressure, and he feels like he needs to be adjusted because he's been losing weight and he's feeling healthier.
So that's good news all around.
When I started the program, I really couldn't do a lot of the exercises, but I kind of pushed myself. You could start off doing modifications until you're up to the point where you could do most of the exercises. And my cholesterol went down, my triglycerides went down, my good-bad cholesterol ratio improved, and that was after only 8 weeks in the program. I've been in the program for 14 months now, so I guess I'd like to do another blood test and see how that looks. But
yeah, we have to do a yearly checkup.
But I think what's good about the program is that a lot of fitness programs or exercise programs combine one aspect. They focus on nutrition, they focus on exercise. This program combines all of it: nutrition, combines exercise, it combines a sense of community. We have a Facebook page where people can share recipes, where people talk about the different classes that they're in and suggest different things to each other and just try to keep each other involved and motivated, because the biggest thing is to stay motivated. And it is a 10-week session, but the reality is, like, a lot of people have been involved in it much longer. They find ways to continue to keep you involved. And challenge, you continue to challenge yourself. That's the one thing about this program, is you're constantly finding new ways to challenge yourself. Many members have run marathons, who didn't do it before, who are involved in all sorts of competitions and whatnot in terms of exercise, not even bodybuilders or anything like that.
And it's also not all about even the weight. It's just, you definitely lose a lot of weight. You lose dress sizes, you lose pant sizes, but you also change your whole lifestyle. Your children are involved, family, and that was my main goal, is to actually involve my family, my son have his way of eating kind of improve. He's a very picky eater, but slowly but surely, I don't know whether it's age or whether it's the program and what we have in our house to eat, he is trying a lot of new things, wraps and just things like that.
There's no special fad foods either. It's all natural foods. It's generally avoiding processed foods, complex carbohydrates, or eating things like of that nature. The nutrition's very well laid out for you. You're eating healthy food. Your energy improves. Your outlook improves a lot, I think. So
it looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Now, for those who don't know exactly where you're located, you're in the Staples lot here. Tell us a little bit where you're located in the Sartori Academy.
Yep, sure thing. So we operate inside the Sartori Academy. We're partners with this martial arts school because our program and their program are opposite. So both very reputable programs. We're here 5 to 6 hours in the morning with all adults. Then they've got their kids and adult martial arts program that happens afternoon to evening. I tack a class on to the end of the day. So this facility is basically open from 5 o'clock in the morning until 10 p.m. at night.
Now, let's say if someone sees this piece and they're interested in finding out more about your program, do you have a website or Facebook page?
Yep, absolutely. So our website is easy. It's 10weekfitness.com. That's the number 10, 10weekfitness.com. Facebook.com/10weekfitness. You can pick up either one of those. You could look for me too. Frank Bailey, you can look me up, add me as a friend. I've got lots of people in East Brunswick who I don't know. They're flirting with the idea of doing this, just haven't quite come all the way. So feel free to add me and we'll chat.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. Hope you enjoyed your visit here to the Max Fitness program in East Brunswick. If you're interested in finding out more information about this great program, then check out their Facebook page or their website. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I'm Cindy O'Connor here to kick off a new series called Passion with Purpose. For the next several months, I'll be speaking with people who are really living from their hearts, following their hearts, and doing work in the world that makes a difference. So it's work with passion and with purpose. And I'm really pleased to introduce my first guest, Susan Rossi, founder of Flying to the Heart. Welcome, Susan.
Hi, Cindy. It's a pleasure to be here.
When I asked you about your title, you said you're a wake-up artist and catalyst and a guide on the inner journey.
Yes.
What does that mean? Tell us about your work.
I work with people one-on-one. I've been a shamanic practitioner for 10 or 15 years, and I help people to discover themselves, to look into their hearts, their souls, and kind of weave the story of their life in a new way. And as an outgrowth of that practice, I've come to think of myself as an artist, because the next step in the evolution of that practice for me was to begin working with visual art as part of that healing work.
Tell us a little bit about the painting that you've brought today.
This painting is called Sovereign Queen of My Own Heart, and it's a depiction of my true self, the sovereign part of me that is the whole, powerful, strong woman that lives inside, even though there are times when I certainly don't feel that way. But she holds the energy of that for me.
And you're helping other people through this process to discover about themselves as well through a creative, spiritual practice.
That's right.
Talk a little bit about that.
When I have done shamanic work with people in the past, and we've done traditional shamanic journeying, I've been doing the work for them. This allows people who experience that process to create a container for the energy, create an icon, to create an image of how that healing feels for them. And I find that the personal imagery that comes out of them through this work, of being in the process of painting, of bringing that healing, that feeling of healing and connection into form, really completes the process that felt a little bit incomplete for me before, when I would send them home and say, okay, you know, you've finished your journey, be well and prosper sort of thing. They actually are able to create from that process a physical manifestation that they can look back at and say, oh, right, I connect with this. This is what it felt like for me. This is the image that holds that power.
And the process itself, talk a little bit about the left brain, right brain.
The left brain, right brain. When we see the world through the filter of the left brain, we're always told the story that we've told ourselves over and over for our whole lives, or the story that's been told to us or about us. When we connect with the right brain, we bypass that filter. We're in the place where even science now is finding that we connect with the aha, the insight, where we understand poetry and metaphor, and not in ways that are necessarily verbal, rational, or intellectual. We understand them at a level that's very different than that.
Susan, how did you become involved with this practice?
I was just looking for a painting class. I painted when I was a kid, and I found an online class through Cosmic Cowgirls University taught by Shiloh McLeod using the Color of Woman method. And I took the class called Leading a Legendary Life. And as part of that process, we created a painting of our legendary selves and wrote a story about it. And as I was involved in both of those practices, I realized that I was writing a story about healing that needed to happen in my family and putting it into the canvas without even being aware of it at a conscious level. And I began to do the work of healing these family issues at a much deeper level without ever having planned that. So it ended up not to be just a painting class.
Now, how well do people have to paint to take your workshop? Do they have to know how to paint?
No, not at all, which was the amazing thing to me. I painted this about a year after I started painting, and I painted as a kid, but, you know, stick figures, that sort of thing. And the method is called Color of Woman method, as taught by Shiloh McLeod. It breaks the steps down and puts the right brain connection into what you receive and how you approach the canvas. So it becomes an effortless process that turns out pretty amazing work.
So I actually know this to be true because I took the workshop, and I haven't painted since middle school. So I was quite surprised with the end product, with what I ended up with, and was really delighted with the course. I know that when we were painting, we were so engaged. You had lunch for us, and everybody forgot to eat. And then when we were reminded, no one wanted to pull themselves away from the work to eat. You know, it was it was fun and very interesting to see, you know, what you're kind of processing as you're painting. What connection does the work have to do with the UN?
Shiloh McLeod was invited to present as part of the recent Conference on Status of Women, talking as part of a panel about how arts can be used to help women who've been victims of violence heal from trauma. So my work, along with the work of about 40 other women who have studied the Color of Woman method, was shown as part of her talk. And apparently the work got a huge reception. Shiloh's been invited to come and speak again.
Susan, if people would like more information, how can they get that about your work and your healing and your workshops?
My website is www.flyingtotheheart.com, and my contact information is in there.
Do you have any workshops coming up?
I do. At the end of April, on April 28th, I'm offering one called The Ear and the Heart, Listening for Your Calling, where we'll work with watercolor paper to create an invitation to what our true purpose is in being here on this watercolor paper. That's a half-day workshop. And then I have one June 1st called Wooing the Muse, Unleashing the Creative Flow, for people who really think they can't paint and aren't creative. So that one will be lots of fun. We'll invite our muse to come and meet us, and then we'll paint her.
Well, it's been great seeing you again, and I thank you for coming and talking with us today.
Well, thank you, Cindy. It's been a pleasure.
For Passion with Purpose, I'm Cindy O'Connor, asking, what would the world look like if you followed your heart?